A time for sacrifice. Let us sacrifice our today so that our children can have a better tomorrow. APJ Abdul Kalam. To feed divinely mandated population growth, we seek more intensive farming on increased acreage. We must abandon this foolish carbon tax idea, which threatens an ever-fragile economic recovery. Sadly, we will not even be able to debate funding the cleanup of our surface waters right now. The savings of the thrifty must be sacrificed to no-string-attached bailouts for the money changers. The Pygmies and the Inuit must help pay our dues right along with the orangutans and the bonobos. We ask that desert species permanently accept this new, hotter, drier, and windier order. Microscopic ocean life forms will simply have to adapt to consuming our rain of plastic particulates. Migrating elements must stop feeding upon crops we now depend on to grow on their ancient pathways. We propose massive cuts to biodiversity to be offset by large increases in human numbers. Many uncatalogued rainforest species must be replaced by new bioengineered monocrops. To meet our taste for fish, we must foster their extinction by driving up the prices of their reduced numbers. Corporate farms will be forced to degrade the soils to meet the nutritional needs of good families. Consumers must accept ecologically devastating imports which don't work and then simply break. Trees need to begin migrating to survive this absolutely unpreventable, yet unproven, climate change. The frogs had best be making some kind of peace with their inevitable and imminent extinction. We are drafting a plan to pack ever more of our people into sprawling, unmanaged ghettos. Healthcare spending must be slashed as it threatens such truly important items as defense. We must enforce the tacit global agreement to collectively bury our heads in the sand. Please grant your old jobs to foreigners and believe that the better ones come to you tomorrow. We ask that polar bears and musk oxen take a personal responsibility for their own adaptation. Nearly all of us must accept a uniformly low living standard in the name of globalization. It is not without some regret that we unveil our new energy independence through coal initiative. During these times of real crisis, noise and light pollution are simply not on our agenda. We must secretly violate your privacy to prevent more awful attacks we cannot even mention. We ask mothers to carry PCBs, metals, and hormones in their milk for the sake of our progress. Our people must bravely sacrifice their children's future to fulfill their own implanted desires. The songbirds shall be called upon to disappear from their shredded habitats everywhere. Our rivers will simply have to carry the burden of our billion points of unconscious toxic runoff. The last old-growth forest will be asked to provide us with a few bad, but temporary, logging jobs. Sales reps of all the one true gods must abandon an even blinder faith for their empty promises of an eternal salvation. Bankers will be asked to endure symbolic wrist slappings as they grasp at even more unaudited handouts. Oil companies must accept record profits on a declining supply and yet subvert all energy alternatives. For the sake of leaving not one child behind, we seek a general dumbing down of all of society. We petition coal extractors to patriotically hold down costs through non-remediated strip mining. Regrettably, as his chosen people, we must pursue a cowboy exceptionist foreign policy in his name. In this time of shared sacrifice, we ask for a continued suspension of our collective common sense.